Hi everyone, welcome to IT Voice Tech News channel. Today we have the privilege of having Mr. John Crain, Senior Vice President, Chief Technology Officer at ICANN. So it's a pleasure having you us.
Thank you. The pleasure's all mine.
So let's talk about in details about DNS, why we are here. So my first question, direct straight into it, how is ICANN strengthening the security and stability of global DNS ecosystem?
So, ICANN was founded some 25 years ago during the early growth of the internet. One of the things that we were asked to do as part of our mission, it's actually very core to our mission, is to ensure the stability and the security of what we call the internet's identifier systems. So your subscribers will all know of the domain name system, the DNS, which is names, but we're also the registry for thousands of other types of identifiers, including the IP addresses, the autonomous system numbers, port numbers. We even keep the database for the time zones. So we have a lot of databases. Now, what was unique about the domain name system is that when ICANN was formed in the late 90s, one of the things we were formed to do was actually develop policy around the domain name system. And a lot of those policies are in relationship to the technologies we use and security. So if you want to go back a while, we have something called DNS security extensions, which is a way of authenticating the data in the DNS. Now, ICANN didn't design that. Right? ICANN is not the designer of the internet's protocols. That happens in something called the Internet Engineering Task Force. But our staff are very active there. So what we end up doing is deploying these new technologies. So DNSSEC is a big thing for authentication of data, to ensure the integrity of DNS data. We've worked on technologies like anycasting, which has allowed us to deploy DNS services much more broadly to increase their resilience. And constantly, this technology is evolving. So as it evolves, it sometimes requires new policies, and sometimes it requires new technologies. And ICANN is at the forefront of deploying both of those.
With the evolving technology, talking about AI and now increasing cyber threats, are there any new initiatives that are being introduced to address DNS abuse or enhance online trust?
So artificial intelligence, when people say that, they normally mean generative AI. But of course, machine learning has been around for a long time. So it's a tool. The tool can be used for the bad and for the good. So, we look at the identifier systems, and when we see artificial intelligence, most of the things we see that's happening there are not actually unique to the domain name system. Artificial intelligence will almost certainly change the way names are sold, but it will also change the way everything online is sold, right? Because sales channels are changing for everybody. There are questions about whether or not we will see unique things inside the DNS, and it's not clear yet. It's still very early days. We watch it. One of the areas of work that I am responsible for at ICANN is the Office of the Chief Technology Officer, and part of that is research. So we are always looking at emerging technologies, whether it's blockchain, AI, alternative namespaces, post-quantum cryptography, whatever the emerging technology is, we're always looking at those. We're sort of scanning the horizon, if you like, to see how things will change. And really our main job is to inform community, let them understand where these changes are. So it's not necessarily that we do everything, but what we do is we inform the community so they can take advantage of these technologies and be aware of any new threats, but also so we can set policy around them. So if we need to set policy around a new technology, and I don't think AI is one of those, then they can be aware of that. Now, the whole security world is, of course, looking at generative AI from how it poses threats and how it enables us also to combat those threats. So you will see a lot of people saying that AI is the biggest threat coming, it's very scary. But it's also the biggest opportunity because we'll be able to use those tools to actually protect ourselves and to enhance how we do things in the protective side of things.
Very well put. It can be put to good use and bad use.
Absolutely, just like any technology.
Exactly. But we definitely have seen a certain spike in cyber threats. What are some of the emerging risks to internet infrastructure that the stakeholders should be aware of?
So it depends who the stakeholder is, right? So you have people who operate infrastructure. So we tend to worry about things like DDoS attacks. We've been seeing those increase over the years. We see DDoS attacks in the terabyte magnitude. So we have to be able to evolve to deal with those. If you're a user, then the threats are different, right? Now, so as you see emerging technologies that make it easier to spoof things or to like victimize people, then that's a worry. So AI from that perspective, which is not an ICANN issue because it's in the content layer, has many issues. There are things like how easy it is now to just generate fake websites. Obviously not good for the end users, but that's not a new threat. It's just that AI has enhanced the threat.
My next question would be, how can emerging digital economies like India play a stronger role in the ICANN multi-stakeholder ecosystem, given that we're sitting in ICANN 85 Mumbai? So what role could India play at a bigger stage now?
So India already plays quite a big role. I mean, it so happens that this is our third meeting in India, by the way, is here in Mumbai. But our meetings are always available online. You can travel to them. So we have a lot of Indian participation. Get involved. If you don't know how to get involved, go to our website, contact staff online. We're very easy to get to. So India is already involved. Obviously being in Mumbai, we're seeing a larger percentage of Indian participation. There's a lot of folks here, which is really good. But hopefully that will translate into many of those people continuing to participate. So I hope that of the many people that came to Mumbai, that a lot of them will go, well, this is actually quite cool. This is actually interesting, because what ICANN does is a little niche. The average user doesn't know about it. So hopefully being here in Mumbai this week will translate into many more folks from India getting more deeply involved over a longer time.
While our media platform IT Voice has been collaborating with ICANN in ICANN Barcelona and Kobe as well, This is my first participation. Definitely the point that you are relating to, I myself will be at the next ICANN because I found it very cool.
I will see you there.
Yeah. My last question to you, John, would be, how can collaboration between governments, private sector and technical communities help address this upcoming cybersecurity challenges?
So this is a challenge that has been with us for decades, right? You'll often hear the term public-private partnerships or private-public partnerships, depending which way you want to put it. And it's always been an area of difficulty, is to figure out how varying communities can come together and work collaboratively. Now, oddly enough, the ICANN forums are sort of a demonstration of how that can work. It's around policy rather than around operational security, but we can get together and work. Now, here at ICANN, we have a government advisory committee. Part of that government advisory committee is something called the Public Safety Working Group. That is public safety officers. We don't say law enforcement because they are only part of it, but they are there, and other agencies actually do come to ICANN and talk about the policy side of tackling online threats. Now, there are similar environments for operational security practitioners and many other different groupings that are tackling this, but we do come together at places like ICANN meetings. ICANN is also a member of something called FIRST, which is the Forum for Incident Responses, a global forum. So there are many places where we can come together. A lot of these places don't have a natural home for governments. Unfortunately, at ICANN, we have that. So the Government Advisory Committee, if you've gone and seen the meetings have governments from all around the world that actually come to ICANN meetings and discuss the policy side of this.
GAC does put hand in hand and put the policy first structure here at ICANN. That's something that definitely helps everyone involved here. Thank you, John. Thank you for your time. If you have any last message for the IT Voice audience from ICANN.
Yeah, I would say go look at the ICANN website. If you're a techie, just be interested, right? That's the thing. You know, I'm always a big lover of technologists, being a technologist myself. Be curious. Go online, read up about these things, participate. You don't have to come to an ICANN meeting to participate. You can do 99% of it online, and don't be shy. Just be curious, don't be shy. Come join an ICANN meeting.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.